Men, figure out your anger. It might be from disappointment. It might be from depression or anxiety, but understand that you are hurting people around you. You're hurting your wife, you're hurting your kids. You might have very serious potential of losing your job because of your anger. There are a lot of guys that really struggle with anger, and there can be a lot of reasons that someone struggles with anger, but I want to tell you a little bit of my story. I struggled with anger quite a bit when I was a young father, and actually a lot of it stemmed from depression. I had some major depression at that time, major just disappointment in my ministry as a youth minister. And, like any young male, we want to be successful. We want to be good at what we are going to do. And we have big dreams and we have big plans for being successful. And when you don't feel successful, we can get very angry. We can get very frustrated. We can get very down. And so I think my depression actually wasn't so much biological at first, but it became biological later on as the disappointments built up. So the anger came out of things being out of my control. And it spilled, sadly, a lot over into my home with my kids and my wife, Sean. I actually didn't even know how bad my marriage was, how much my wife was struggling until more recently. She was really struggling. And why was she really struggling? Because I was exploding often. I would explode at her. I would explode at my children and yell at my children if they weren't behaving. I had very high expectations of having perfect children, especially being in ministry and having lots of people looking at me and my kids and how well behaved they were or were not. And so I would get very angry. But over time, I eventually, through the convincing of my wife, found an excellent counselor. He was amazing, very well known and published many books, and he was a wonderful psychologist. I moved in the middle of my time, really struggling, but he helped a lot. And then after I moved, I had all kinds of new disappointments. And he was nice enough to actually stay in contact with me some through the phone, but eventually he said, "Chad, you need to be on an antidepressant. You need to go on medication." And to tell you the truth, I have been on an antidepressant since, I think it is 2008. It is now 2025. And I will tell you, my life is completely changed, completely better because of that medication. If I did not have that medication, if I never went on that medication, I'm not sure that I would still be here. There were many times I contemplated suicide over the years, and there were certainly times my wife, Sean, didn't know what to do and was barely hanging on by a thread. Men, I want to encourage you to figure out your anger. It might be from abuse as a child. It might be from disappointment as an adult and not being as successful as you thought you would be. It might be from depression or anxiety that has crept in, and you need to see a good counselor and maybe need to go on the right kind of medication. And don't give up on the medication if it doesn't work right away. Sometimes it takes a few different trials to find the right medication, to find the medication that really makes a difference for you. But understand that you are hurting people around you. You're hurting your wife, you're hurting your kids, you might be hurting your siblings and your parents. You might have a very serious potential of losing your job because of your anger. Your anger needs to be figured out. And you need to understand also that anger isn't everyone else's fault. This is one of the best things my counselor taught me. Anger is our decision to react to situations. Our decision to react to our kids' behaviors or our wife's behavior or our co-workers' behavior. Other people don't make us angry. They might be frustrating, they might disappoint us, but we decide to become angry. So don't blame your wife, don't blame your kids, don't blame your coworkers or your family why you're angry all the time. You need to take responsibility for your anger and find some help. If you want to read the book that I read by my counselor, it changed my life. It's called Telling Yourself the Truth by Dr. William Backus. Men, I'm here to encourage you. I've got some years on me. You probably see my gray hair a little bit. My kids are all out of the house. Got my first grandkid on the way. And I pray that God can use me and this channel to help you avoid some of the mistakes I made early in my life as a father and a husband. God bless you, and see you next time. Be sure to comment below with any questions or comments you have, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future episodes.